Hey folks, this is David Smith at Correctional Officer Lifestyle, coming to you today with another video. This video is about getting creative in finding ways to raise morale. Morale is at a low in the profession of corrections, and the reason for that is we're tired. We're tired, specifically the line staff. Yes, we as supervisors are tired, the administrators are tired, everybody is tired, but the line staff are the ones that are doing the extended days. They're the ones that are doing the doubles. They're the ones that are working directly with the inmate population day after day after day after day. And they're tired. They're tired, understandably so. Understandable that they're tired. Um, so there's not much relief in sight as far as staffing coming in. There is relief in sight. Specifically in the state of Florida, I can speak for. I can't speak for anywhere else in the nation, but I can speak for the state of Florida and say that there is relief in sight. There is a large pay raise in place now that can somewhat compete with the counties around, that we can attract people and keep them. So let's talk about getting creative, doing creative things to raise morale. I don't know if these things work, but these are some of the things that I have done. Now, I support my staff. I absolutely support my staff. If my staff call me and tell me that they have a problem, I deal with that problem. If they come to me and say they have an issue, I deal with the issue. If it's one staff member to another, I play referee and I let them get all that mess out of their system. If it's staff member on inmate, of course I'm going to support my staff to the extent that I can, provided they are not off the rails and outside of policy. That's not something that I can condone, as being off the rails and outside of policy. But I'm always going to do that. So I'm talking about going beyond the scope of your job. I'm talking about getting creative beyond the scope of your job. And these are just some of the things that I have been doing. If I am an artist, for those of you that don't know, I'll show you a couple of things that I've done recently. These are actually things that I've done for my staff on their birthday. I've hand drawn little birthday cards for my staff members. Yes, this was a joke, and he thought it was funny. But just little things like that to let them know, hey, I'm thinking about you, and I'm trying to let you know that I'm thinking about you on your birthday, on that one day. I'm not able at this point to give people leave like I want to. I can't just have somebody come in on their birthday and I look at them and say, hey, I know it's your birthday, enjoy your day off, go home. That's not something that can be done right now because of the way our staffing level is. And hopefully it'll get better and we can start doing things like that. But the birthday cards, it takes me not very long to put those together. And I write happy birthday, Sergeant so-and-so, happy birthday, officer, whoever, and I give them those in front of everybody at the shift briefing. And I do that to let everybody know, hey, it's this person's birthday, help them celebrate. There are times when I get a birthday card done and the birthday card is for somebody that people think rather highly of in the upper echelon or on the administrative side of things or whatever. For example, our administrative lieutenant just recently had a birthday, and I did a card for her of Wonder Woman, because that's what everyone refers to her as anyway. She's Wonder Woman. If it wasn't for her, this place the place that I work wouldn't be near as efficient as it is if it wasn't for her. She does so much for the institution. Everybody refers to her as Wonder Woman. And I did a card of Wonder Woman for her, and I had everybody sign it. I went around personally, and I had everybody sign the card. And everybody was willing to sign the card, and they had no problem signing the card because they love this lady. They love this woman. So why wouldn't they? And I gave her that in the hallway. And every time I go down that hallway now, I see it in her office. She's posted it in her office, and that makes me feel good. But the fact that she feels good enough about it that she put it in her office means the world to me. I've had staff members that I give birthday cards to come to me and say, well, my kids want one now. So can you, and of course I'm going to do it for them. I'm going to look out for your kids. Anything that I can do to make work a more pleasant experience for my staff, I'm going to do. I am currently working on some artwork for the shift, and I am using armor found in a very popular video game. I won't say the name of the video game because I don't want any copyright infringement or anything, but something similar to this. And I'm having them each sign it when I get done with it as their personal avatar. And I'm putting it together as a calendar, and I'm going to give the calendar to the entire shift as gifts. And that's basically telling my sergeants, I understand that you guys are the workhorses. I understand that on first shift, you guys are the fire team. I'm the one that calls the shots, but you guys are the ones that execute. You sergeants are the ones that get the job done. If it wasn't for sergeants, I think any law enforcement agency in the world would agree with me. If it wasn't for sergeants, work wouldn't get done. Bottom line. Okay? So I'm doing that for them. It's therapeutic for me because it gives me that wonderful time with my hands. It gives me that creative time. But I'm doing it for them. I'm letting them know this is how much I think about you. This is how much I respect what you do. This is how highly I regard you in what you do. And I'm just letting them know that I understand your job is hard. I understand that your job is difficult. I understand that being called late into shift and saying, hey, somebody called in sick, I need you to stay over, is a bear. I'm not a fan of calling people with that. I have to do it often enough, but it's a bear, and don't nobody like doing it. So this is just my way of showing them I love you guys. This is how much. Of course, I'm not going to leave my officers out, but my officers are not my fire team. I have one officer every shift that is pretty much my go-to person, and that is my internal security officer, and that post is by design. By design, that post is the captain's officer. That's by design. So I have one officer that is pretty much my go-to. Everything else I need done goes to a sergeant. Everything else that I need done goes to a sergeant, because sergeants get the job done. Period. And I want to let them know that I love them. And if doing a little bit of artwork and putting a calendar together and spending some money on them will get that point across, that's what I want to do. I want to let them know that I think about them, that I think highly of them, and that I do consider them my fire team. Some of them are heavier ammo than others, but if I need something done, I'm calling a sergeant. Bottom line. Folks, get creative with it. Get creative with it. Try to find a way to let these people know you love them. They come to work for you every day. I realize they're getting a paycheck, but I have heard it said over and over and over again that people don't quit a bad job. People quit a bad boss. People quit a bad supervisor. People quit bad management. So I'm trying my best to be good management. And I hope I'm succeeding. I do. But get creative with it. Get creative with it. Whatever you do, whatever you can do, whatever, I mean, if it's going to Little Caesar and buying a bunch of pizza and bringing a pizza in for shift, that's something you can do. If it's team building exercises and games at the beginning of shift during shift briefing, do that. Do something to help raise morale, because the way things are in the profession is not geared towards morale unless we make it that way. And I'm doing my best to make that happen. That's all I got for this video, folks. As always, there is no place for domestic violence. If you are the victim or you know the victim of domestic violence, 1-800-799-SAFE, 1-800-799-7233. That is a domestic violence hotline. Call that line. The people at the other end of that line have the tools, abilities, and resources to help the victims of domestic violence. If you know the aggressor in a domestic violence situation, say something to somebody. The worst thing that you can do is nothing. And if you are the victim, or if you are the aggressor in a domestic violence situation, there is help for you too. The first thing you got to do is admit that you need it. Second thing you got to do is ask for it. Folks, I am my brother's keeper and I am my sister's keeper. And we work in corrections. One team, one fight. That's all I got for this video. You like the video, make sure you hit the like button. You want to see more, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell for notification when I post new videos. And engage. Let me know what you think and hit me with some comments. That's all I got, folks. I'll see you in the next video.